What's going on, guys? Sly here, and thanks for checking out another Mass Effect video. So with Game Informer doing its information hub thing, we are slowly getting more and more information about Mass Effect-Andromeda, especially critical pieces of information like this. I've been worried sick the past 5 years about Blasto, so good thing his legacy will always remain. One thing I was curious about, though, had to do with the new species we would get to interact with. In a game, you're going to need an enemy. But what does an alien enemy really look like? In real life, humans are our enemies. With few subtle differences, we pretty much all look the same. Also, this time, the enemy isn't coming to us in like a gigantic dreadnought bringing about death to all advanced organic life. This time, our enemy is living peaceful in its own world, undisturbed. That is, until we go and poke it with a stick and piss it off. But if it wasn't for the Council races exploring Andromeda, whatever life there is on that side of the universe would go about its business as usual. Is defending your home or territory, does that make you an enemy? I mean, there is no gothic orchestral tone announcing this encroaching death squadron. We simply stumble upon them. So how does an alien enemy look? Well, my point is that in most games there are telltale signs everywhere. Black and red colors, sharp, scary angles, brutal looking weapons, blood, offensive language. Those are all signs of the bad guy. But what does an undisturbed alien civilization look like? The Turians were enemies once, and even though they're all allies now, you have no problem imagining an evil Turian. The way they were created is absolutely spot on. And yesterday we got our first glimpse of the antagonist species in the next Mass Effect chapter, the Kett. Game Informer released a video, which I'm only going to show screenshots of because it's not my video, but it's definitely worth watching, and the link is in the description box below. The Kett's design was a very lengthy process, as you can see by that video, and a lot of thought went into just about every aspect and detail of their creation. Just like my original question, BioWare had to ask themselves, how do we make an enemy out of an unknown race that looks like the bad guy when we need them to, yet not so scary that the audience can look at their faces and empathize with them during certain situations? It's a monumental task, and here is a look at the Grunt Soldier, the cannon fodder, I guess you could call them. They are pretty much the husk of Mass Effect Andromeda. The Kett are alien to every species of the Milky Way galaxy. They look like they have bones outside of their bodies instead of within, but large brains and big eyes because of a different environment. Yet in some of these sketches you can see that they are an advanced civilization. Even though they're not really clothed, does clothes make a species advanced? Now, I personally don't know what to think about the Kett. They remind me a lot of the Collectors, and again, this is one artistic drawing, not the in-game render. So by the time lighting and material and weapons get piled on, it could start to look completely different. But at least we now know what the Grunt Soldier of the Kett look like. Now, I'm just assuming that other characters who appear in a lot of the dialogue will have way more distinguishable features, kind of like the basketball hoop of this guy. But I'm curious to see how they try to make something so alien and different work in Mass Effect, a pretty much set universe. Their goal was to have technology and biology that was completely different from the Milky Way. So the Mass Effect discovery might not have ever happened, and they rely on a completely different field of science to provide travel. Weapons, armor, shelter, their version of the computer, all of that could be different. Now, I wish they could have, dove in a little more detail about the Kett, but one thing I know Game Informer articles are good at is stretching out every scrap of information and turning it into weeks. So I doubt we'll get any real big news about the Kett until BioWare releases it themselves. So from start to finish, from all that concept drawing you just seen until this right here, all of these drawings led up to this. It is a commanding presence, and I have to agree, it is different from anything else in the past. The bone armor is way cool. It kind of looks like it's actually growing into the skin itself, and it makes me wonder if it's something that they can grow anywhere it's needed, or if they have something artificial that they have to put on. One thing I know is that as soon as the game comes out, I'm going to be knee-deep in the codex for quite some time. But that's about it, guys. Just wanted to show you all the news about the newest Mass Effect Antagonist and also the newest species to come out in this game in a very long time. Now, one thing's for sure, I can't wait until December 1st. The Game Awards cannot come fast enough, and hopefully the news keeps trickling in. As always, guys, thanks for watching and thanks for supporting the smaller YouTuber. I know it's a quick video, but just wanted to show you guys a couple quick drawings along with this special announcement of this new species. So, check it out. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter at SlyNation or keep checking me out here on YouTube. Mass Effect is by far my favorite game series ever. So along with Destiny and Division, I'll be making Andromeda videos for quite a long time. Looking forward to it, guys, so keep an eye out. But until then, this is your boy Sly. Later, guys.